Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 260 of the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining Discipline is a podcast in which we're going to follow along with me on my journey as I attempt to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I'm also going to attempt to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running, at the age of 31, I was able to run 1,002 miles. I did that within 175 days out of the year in 2020. So me going for 1,500 is over a 50% increase, and me going for 365 days in a row is over a 100% increase in the amount of days I'll be running, opposed to the amount of days I ran last year. Not to mention, again, this year is all days in a row with no days off. And again, all outside. Within this time frame, I've also challenged myself to run two big races. One of those races being a 50K trail ultra marathon race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race in Middleville, Michigan. I got that finished in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds on June 5th, 2021, day 156 of this journey. And now the next race I have coming up is the Detroit Free Press Marathon. And that is going to be on day 290 of this journey. Right now, again, we are on day 260, so we are 30 days out from the Detroit Free Press Marathon, kind of really focusing in on that. And within that challenge, I'll actually be running the Motor City Challenge within that race. And that Motor City Challenge within that race entails me running the competitive mile and the competitive 5K the day before running the actual marathon. So that'll actually take place on day 180 or 289 and 290 will be that race. So kind of just doing the miles, getting ready for the miles for that, and gonna probably start the taper soon. But speaking of miles, let's focus in on the miles we have going on. So for the day today, day 260, I actually kept it a little bit shorter and a little bit slower with the took out the dog with me. So for the day today, I put in 1.5 miles. That put me at 13.1 miles for the week, which put me at 69.8 miles for the month, which put me at 1,182.8 miles for the year. We're going to focus in on these monthly miles real quick. Every single month, I challenge myself to a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate to, and I also start a fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. So for the first 8 months, we were able to raise money for 8 great charities. Now we're here in the 9th month, the month of September, and September's 100-mile monthly challenge is in honor of National Rise Syndrome Foundation. We chose that charity this month because September is Rise Syndrome Awareness Month. So if you guys would like to donate to this month's fundraiser, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram story and the Defining Discipline Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram story, or my personal page's Facebook story. Within those stories, you just click on the link and it'll open up a donation page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this cause in this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any portion of your donations. I do know times are tough. Not everyone can donate and afford to donate right now. If that is the case, do not feel bad. The next best thing you guys can do is just click that share button, because we are trying to raise awareness for these causes as well throughout these months, especially this one here right now in the month of September. So the best way to raise awareness is to put it on your page, let people see it, so they can click on it, read, learn what it's about. Maybe they'll make donations and even ask them to share it. So that really goes a long way. It goes a lot farther than people realize. So clicking that share button truly helps out. So if you can make a donation, awesome. Take it a step further, click that share button. If you can't donate, at least click that share button. It still helps out tremendously. Now let's kind of get into today's word of the day before we actually get into the episode. Today's word of the day is precarious. Precarious means characterized by uncertainty, insecurity, or instability that threatens with danger. Precarious. That is also a pretty decent word of the day. So we screenshot it like normal, and we're going to get into today's actual episode, episode 260. So for today's episode 260, today's theme is going to be dilemma, and that's because that is what I'm currently in, and also because dilemmas, they happen all the time. They pop up all the time, and it's always how you react within that dilemma and how you really think it through and how you respond that really truly matters. So the dilemma I am currently in is where I'm at right now with the running and where I need to be and how my body's feeling, and I got the marathon coming up. So let me elaborate a little bit more with my dilemma. Um, I'm trying to put in so many miles, for instance, per month. So I need so many miles per week while also trying to get a good training schedule in while running every day for this marathon. So trying to go for certain miles per week while also trying to get a big, decent run in. So I really need a long run to really prep myself. Right before this marathon, I want to get one good long run in. I was hoping 20 miles, at least a half marathon, because I've been doing a half marathon once every, one for every single month so far. So I'm going to at least do a half marathon this month, but I really wanted to try to push it with a 20 miler to try to get my body kind of really into, focus for that. But also with that in mind, I am a little worried because, the past few days I have been kind of nursing my right leg. My right leg isn't all 100% there. And the dilemma I am in is I don't know if I should really stretch out and try to hit these weekly miles of, I'm trying to at least hit 33 miles per week. Try to, really finish with 33 miles this week, or at least 33 miles this week. Go tomorrow, go for the 20 miler. But if I can't make it, at least still put in the 13.1 miles. At least put that in for the day. So I'm thinking about that. But again, I don't want to, take myself out of this. I don't want to really screw my leg up going for that 20 mile or whatever the case may be, and really put myself even farther back than where I need to be. So the dilemma is, do I take it easy this week and sacrifice some miles for the weekly miles that I need to normally go for, try to come back strong in the next couple weeks, even though I plan to truly taper sooner than later, or do I kind of just try to stick it out, push through it, get the miles I need, and know that a taper is coming, and then within that taper I can really try to focus in on getting my body back into shape, or vice versa. Do I really go in for the miles again, or not vice versa, but another option I guess is I just go in for the miles, finish at least maybe the 100 miles for the month, go in for decent miles, and just really start the taper soon, sooner than I had planned. Maybe start it, now, and really try to slow down on these miles per week and just focus in on getting my body where it needs to be for this race. So that is the dilemma I am currently in. I got three options, possibly, I can even mix it up even a little bit more. But the main three options, again, is the last one I just talked about, is just make sure I get to the 100 miles for this month's monthly challenge, and then really just kind of focus in on the taper and try to nurse my body. Or do I go hard? Not hard, but still push for the 33 miles at least for each week. Finish the month off right around 125 miles for the month, and then kind of get ready and start the taper within October for the race, and use that little bit of taper time, hopefully for enough time to recover, work on this leg that is kind of acting up, or the final thing is to just sacrifice the miles, and really just start start the taper now, and then try to pick up miles in a little bit. Pick up the miles that I'm going to sacrifice this week to try to really nurse this leg out a little bit more, and then make them back up, but then still start the taper maybe a week later if that's the case. So that's the dilemma I'm in, and obviously I'm not going to make the decision today. I think I'm truly going to maybe try to play it by ear tomorrow. Another outside, I can't even think the word I'm trying to think of. Another factor within this dilemma is the fact that I have a new pair of shoes that I'm trying to truly wear and test out once before I race in them. I bought a pair of racing shoes that I want to race in, never wore them, don't know how they feel, and I want to get like a good, decent long run in them. So either way, I think what I mean by what I'm going to play by ear tomorrow is I think I'm going to go out there, see how the body feels. I'm going to listen to the body while it's out there. If it really starts to flare and act up, and I think I really need to step it back, I will still step it back. But it still gives me an opportunity to get out there with those shoes and, feel them, feel how they're going to ride for me. Even if, I get out there and I only put in 3 miles and my body starts saying, hey, you need to cut it. I get it, but I'm hopefully at least going to do, like I said, a half marathon, because I've been on such a good streak of getting a half marathon at least every single month. So, if I go for the 20 and I get the 20, that's still my half marathon technically for the month. So I'm counting that. But I'm at least going to go out there and try to go for the 13, I think. If I have to cut it short, I'll cut it short. And then I think later on, towards the end of the month of September, if I have to go for a slow 13, I go for a slow 13. Whatever the case is, I'm going to, again, play it by ear, but that is the dilemma. And like I said, throughout life, we're going to be put in with dilemmas, a situation where you have a difficult choice to make. And, there's a couple not opportunities, but there's a couple alternatives, and the way things can play out with the way you make your decisions. And sometimes both decisions aren't necessarily what you want, but you're still going to have to try to decide one instead of let it deciding for itself, which is what I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of letting it decide for itself when I go out tomorrow and feel how the body is reacting. But I think if the body really starts to flare up and say something, I think I'm going to take the route I least want to take, which is really take it easy for the rest of the month. I know I can do the miles I need to if I can take it easy on my body, let my body truly rest, and get the rest it needs. Maybe I'll be able to get out. Maybe I will be able to get out there and truly pump out a good, decent marathon. So that's pretty much it for the day today. It is the dilemma. So for your daily discipline, guys, it is to think about dilemmas that you've had in your life, and think about some dilemmas that possibly may be coming up, and the decisions you're going to have to make, and the choices you're going to have to make. Realize that sometimes the best way to approach a dilemma is with a clear head, and to try to really approach it with the most logical thoughts, which is what I'm trying to do tomorrow with, again, trying to play it by ear, just seeing how my body feels. Maybe I get up tomorrow, I stretch, maybe my body feels a lot better, maybe I throw these new shoes on that are brand spanking new and great, and I just feel like I'm running on clouds. Maybe I pick my pace up, and when my pace is a little bit faster, the muscles are working in a different way. So who knows what happens. I have been trying to recover a little bit better as well, so maybe that kicks in, and maybe just adrenaline kicks in as well. We'll find out what happens, but that is the dilemma. That is where I'm in right now, and going to try to figure out how to fix that problem. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for following along and listening to today's episode of the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott, yet again. Thank you I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 261, and we will find out what happens. Other than that, if you guys can, please give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on our Facebook, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been following along already and listening along on. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for 261. Peace out.